According to a Weibo post that cites the New York Times, California is pushing for measures that would permit non-citizens to take part in the American justice system by sitting on juries and monitor polls for elections that they can't vote in, and also to practice law, even though they are in the country illegally. Now, some states already granted citizenship-like privileges to illegal immigrants, such as driver's license and in-state tuition. And it's believed that these baby steps would present an appealing option that could become legal residency should legislation fail to produce a path to citizenship. Now, there's an estimated 3.5 million non-citizens in California who are legal permanent residents who also welcome the changes. Chinese Weibo users were also supportive of the measures, with many Chinese internet users praising California as a state that really put the people first. Okay, now let's take a look at some of their Weibo comments.
Human rights are much more important than the sovereignty of rights, and I really think it is laudable. Seriously? Why the local government would set such regulation? I think the governor would face some trouble. It's absolutely a good idea. When people first come, then there are the countries and government. What are the aims of the governments? They're set to meet the needs of people. So if a government couldn't make the people who live there have a better life with more dignity, then it's their failure. California is really the forerunner of democracy in the U.S., and I think people have to admit that with the concept of globalization, mostly are coming from California. If we talk about the significance behind such behavior, I think it's great and should get support. But considering the practical things, I think it might cause a lot of problems. For example, because of the special identity, when facing some cases, would they have some bias, and could such bias would make some difference to their decisions? I think these are all the problems we can't ignore.
The Chinese government is also implementing measures to help foreigners get their Chinese green cards. Now, while in the past, permanent residence permits were only given to foreigners who were politically friendly to China and had amazing contributions, today it's expected that over 1,000 permanent residence permits will be issued to foreign passport holders. However, many expats in China have commented that the Chinese green card is extremely hard to obtain. While it might be easy for people of Chinese descent or those with a Chinese spouse, it is usually almost impossible for a regular working expat to obtain it no matter how long they've worked and lived in the country, which led many expats to call the Chinese green card the hardest to get green card in the world.